Hey everyone, welcome back to Crypto Cash. Thank you so much for joining me here. Hope you're having a fantastic day. We're taking a look here at Chainlink, seeing what's going on here with this guy. I get a lot of requests for Chainlink rather, and also, kind of what this Elliot wave thing looks like. My community is kind of curious about that. So I just like to kind of cover that, maybe integrate that into our videos so you can kind of see what that entails, because it is fairly telling. But some coins like this, when we have these kind of patterns right now, don't really fulfill the full Elliot wave. We've seen some previous data that shows that, but the newer stuff doesn't. Basically, simply put, we're not seeing a lot of that. Those do happen more consistently on Ethereum and Bitcoins. That being said, we can look at smaller time frames to identify that. So we'll take a look at that and much more. And if you are new to the channel, I'm not a financial advisor, right? I just love teaching people to trade. Truly hope you can learn something here today. And obviously, if you want to become a better trader, cryptocash.tech is a site, link down below. Some quick updates here regarding our recent Bitcoin short we took yesterday, 20x, 28,100. We took 60% profit at 27.8 here overnight. It was fully automatic through our trading system. So if you're part of our community, everything's fully automatic. It's really nice. We took our entry, took our target there at 21%. 14 hours later. So I was actually sleeping when we took profit. Awesome stuff. Quickly note too here as well, there is some important news here update with the the unemployment falling, or basically 3.5%. That's a positive thing that strengthens the market. But what that really implies is that Bitcoin should be coming down. That's what it's doing. Okay, so those things are all factoring in. So some good news there, essentially for the short positions that we have open. Awesome. That being said, with Chainlink, we can see we're bouncing off 50 on the RSI here. And when I say bouncing, it just means that we're consolidating more. So it truly hasn't jumped up yet, but we have lower amount of money flowing in, the money's flowing out. So of course the price is going to come down. Typically as well, we can see the divergence starting here also. This is a very strong sign that we should see further downside for Link. So I'd say $7.01, so 702 or $6.80 would be likely next targets to fulfill that lower pattern, right? Okay. Now what we'll do is we'll take a look at smaller time frames with a 4 hour. In fact, let's do that right now, just so we can kind of see some of these previous Elliott waves, so you can kind of understand the concept, right? Because there's always an increase. That's typically, or at least it'll go in 5. It'll do a 5 and a 3 pattern. So what we see is we see a 1 up, a 2 down, 3 up, 4 down, 5 up to reach its highest point. We then see typically an ABCD pattern, or sorry, ABC pattern, A, B, C. Lower low, lower high, lower low. Okay. So this hasn't officially repeated itself because it only did a 1, 2, 3. There was no full Elliott wave here. Okay. So that being said, we don't really have that kind of data in the smaller time frames here to identify the most recent trend. So in turn, what we do, because again, Elliott wave is typically based on Fibonacci retracement level, we can try to see where it's going to happen next. These 3 levels here, 0.382, 0.5, and 0.618, are very common characteristics. So we could very well see a bounce here, or bounce there. Okay. Again, those are very just standard trading stuff, right? So with that being said, with us coming down here, is it going to come down further? Well, let's see what the hourly tells us. This is kind of the transitionary time frame telling us, hey, from day trading to swing trading, this is what's going to happen, right? So if you're day trading, obviously you're on a different wavelength, but for swing traders, the 1 hour is a good kind of preliminary understanding or time frame for you. So if we take a look at TD sequential, first of all, we're up to an 8 here, right? So we came down to an 8. Most other coins came down to a 9, then we're up to another 8 here. So likelihood of a pullback would make sense because we're maxing that out, or we see some consolidation and leg up. It seems more sense for the price to come down from here, just based on everything else we've looked at. We can also confirm on the cloud that we're below the cloud. While we have some the conversion lines above the baseline now, the lagging span is not free and clear of price action. So we've got basically 1 out of 3 indications telling us that a long position is potentially viable, and more so 3 out of 3 telling us that if you have a short position open, you may want to consider keeping it open or taking a small amount of profit. Okay, so this is leaning more towards shorting, right? Doesn't mean you're going to take a short right now, but the bottom line is we have these resistance areas that are telling us to not take that level. We also want to take a quick look here at CC Gold, and we'll go ahead and turn on our shorts and kind of see where we're at here. So CC Golden pretty much told us to sell the top, right? Confirmation, overextension, prices come down ever since. So again, this indicator is really fantastic because it keeps things super simple. It'll tell you good entry targets for long positions. It'll also tell you when to sell your long position to consider possibly opening a short. Had we shorted that level, we'd be up a decent percentage right now, somewhere in the range of about 5%. 20x, that's almost 100%. So it's awesome stuff there. A really cool situation in that regard, just giving us confirmation on the way down. Bear in mind too, on our homepage here, if you are considering becoming a community member, of course, that's where you can register. But you don't have to be a community member to acquire the indicator. The indicator here is available on the homepage, and you can essentially purchase that if you'd like. It works seamlessly. Got some really good reviews here from our community. Really happy it's working well for you. Again, this just takes my tried and true confirmation and kind of applies it to an indicator. Okay, so I always look for confirmation for long positions. We do not have that right now. Okay, so most time frames right now are telling us we're going to come down lower. I'm not saying you should short, but you certainly should not take a long position right now. Okay, all right, so that is kind of it. That's all we have here so far today. Thanks so much for watching. Hope you learned a thing or two. Have a good rest of your day. We'll look forward to working with you. Take care.